Yes, London is particularly hard hit. This is clearly underlines the mayor a crisis. He has declared this Matey incident, as we heard, because he says the virus is out of control. So to give you an idea, a picture, if you will, currently there are more than 7,000 people in hospital with COVID-19, and that is a 35% increase compared to the previous peak, and that was last April. That was the height, then we thought, of the pandemic. 1 in 30 Londoners, according to the mayor, are actually infected with COVID-19. Indeed, in some areas, says the mayor, it's 1 in 20. So clearly that is very worrying. The London Ambulance Service is currently taking up to 8,000 emergency calls, when normally a busy time would be 5,500. Again, that is what the mayor has told us. And we know that the London Fire Brigade has said that more than 100 firefighters have been drafted in to drive ambulances. And I understand that some police officers will also. So this is a crisis point, says Sadiq Khan. If we do not take immediate action, then the National Health Service could be overwhelmed, particularly in the capital. He is appealing again tonight to Londoners to continue to make what he calls huge sacrifices, imploring them to stay at home unless, he says, it is absolutely necessary for them to leave home. He asked them to stay at home to protect themselves. And what is interesting is that he has written to the Prime Minister Boris Johnson asking for more financial support for Londoners, particularly those who are self-isolating and are unable to work. So, and particularly those who are on 0-hour contracts and who feel obliged to go to work because they just won't be able to pay their bills otherwise. He is also asking for the closure, once again, of places of worship and for face masks to be worn outside. That is not yet obligatory. As far as the UK is concerned, terribly grim figures again today. 1,325 further deaths today across the UK. That's a record. Today, 68,053 new cases were recorded. And in total, that means it's just short of 80,000 deaths since the beginning of the pandemic, almost a year ago.
Now, Benedict, despite those gloomy figures and that gloomy situation where you are, there has been some positive news today coming out of the UK, and that's the approval of a third coronavirus vaccine.
Yes, so the vaccine is seen really as that game changer. It's that light at the end of the tunnel. So whilst the authorities and the mayor are begging people to stay at home, to wash their hands, to socially distance, there is this approval by the British regulator today of the Moderna vaccine. That is the third COVID vaccine that has been authorised. This has been authorised for emergency approval for use in the UK. 17 million doses of the jab made by the US firm Moderna have been pre-ordered by the United Kingdom. Trouble is, I think they're going to take a few months, those ones, to arrive. But of course, let's remember that the UK has been vaccinating for weeks now with the first one it authorised, the Pfizer-BioNTech that comes from Belgium, and the other one just about 10 days, 2 weeks ago now, the Oxford AstraZeneca. And we know from the Prime Minister 36 hours ago that already 1.5 million people have actually had at least the first dose of those vaccines. And the ambitious target of the Prime Minister is that by mid-February, 15 million people amongst the 4 top vulnerable categories in the UK will have been vaccinated. Huge ambition there and huge hope.